this morning, couldn't find my keys. Thought I had left them on the kitchen table, please. But there's a little more to this story, my friend. It ain't just about the keys, it's where the trouble begins. Broke my smart lock, wouldn't open up right. Tried to punch in the code, but it just wouldn't bite. Sitting on the porch, drinking in my hand. Locked out of my own house, ain't part of the plan. Broke my smart lock, what a fool I've been. Guess I'm learning the hard way where the trouble can spin.
This is a Weiser Smart Deadbolt that I had to swap out the other day because it was defective. So basically what I swapped out was this, and this is all brand new hardware. I just swapped this part out on the door. I figured, let's see what went wrong with it, if we can figure out what went wrong with it. So first thing I'll do is I'll connect it to the keypad, we'll put batteries in it, and we'll look at the symptoms that it has. Okay, when I pop the batteries in, it should beep, and I should have control from the keypad. I just get that one beep, but nothing from the keypad is working. The keypad is dead. Also, it doesn't, like nothing works, none of the buttons work. You can't pair it to Bluetooth. Maybe you can. That button works. But none of the other buttons work on here. It just beeps. And I had the trouble call because the door lock was dead. So rather than change the entire lock, they had a different colored lock, and I didn't even have one. So I grabbed the ugliest color, the one that nobody ever picks. Everybody always picks the bronze or the silver locks. Not too many people have gold hardware on their doors these days. Anyway, I grabbed this one and just swapped out the electronics. So let's see if we can figure out what went wrong with the electronics on this. This is warranty, so I got to ship it back, so I got to put it all back together. But I thought it might be interesting to tear this thing down and just see what's on the inside of it. So let's open it up, and we'll just start pulling out screws and see what falls apart. I've never opened one of these up before, so I have no idea what to expect. Circuit board in here, this should just lift off. The buzzer here. I guess these are lights. Yeah, those are the lights that light up. And motor. A couple chips. Oh, well, look at this. There's a wire that's come off here. Where does it go? Maybe that's all that's wrong with it. There's another one that looks like it's been pulled out as well. It almost looks like he's got caught on something. See if I can push them back in. I don't know where this one goes, I'm going to guess. Looks like this one's popping out too. These are pretty small, these wires. Get my magnifiers on so I can see them a little bit better. I don't know which side this goes on. plug of some type, but yeah, okay, the plug comes out like that. I don't know which ones these go to. Obviously, this one goes over here because it's not popped out, but it's on its way to falling out. I don't know where this pink wire goes. Does it go on this side? Almost looks like it was wrapped around this way, so it might go on this side. Just by the way it was kind of wrapped. But I'm not 100% sure, but we'll put it over here. And see whether it does anything. I'm not expecting this to do anything, by the way. I'm not expecting it to work. It was a warranty replacement, so it's going to go back regardless whether it works or not, but just for the hell of it, let's just plug it back in here and see whether... I mean, I guess I could grab a new lock and open it up and see which wires go where. That'd be one way of determining where they go. But we'll try that first. I'm just going to plug it into the... If I plug it into the keypad here, then perhaps the motor will come on or something. If I get the motor to come on, then we've made progress. So let's just put some power to it. Let's see what happens. Will it just beep, or will it do other things? Okay. Do the buttons work? No, the button. Whoop, wait a minute. What was that? I see things lighting up here. Well, the keypad's flashing now. Oh! Well, that tried to turn the motor. Is that all that was wrong with this thing? I bet it was. Just try putting this thing back together and see what happens. Maybe it's going to work. Wouldn't that be interesting? On here there's optical sensor, it looks like. This is an optical sensor here. Oh, I guess that's what those LEDs are for. Either that or there's an optical sensor. Is that an optical sensor? That might be an optical sensor. Let me get a close-up of that. I think that's an optical sensor. Yeah, this is an optical sensor right here. These are LEDs that light up the buttons on the back. That is an optical sensor. It's got an LED and a photo transistor on it, and that's what counts the pulses here. So it knows what it's doing. Interesting. So I'll put that back on like that. Put the motor back in. This goes on this way, like that. And then there's a couple of screws that hold this in place. We'll put those in. Hopefully I got the right screws. I think those are the ones that go in here. And then the wires come up. I wonder if this got damaged when it was installed. Or a wire got snagged somewhere. I bet it was the installer that put this in, damaged the wires. I betcha that's what happened. That goes back like that. I don't know which screws go where, that's the problem. I wasn't paying attention, they're different screws. There's 4 that are. There's 3 that are flush screws and 4 that will stick up. I don't remember which way they came out. I think that one went there. And did this one go here? No. I think that was a flat screw that went there because it's sticking up. So we'll take there's 3 flat facing screws and 3 that are not. I think that one went in there because the other one was sticking up. Yeah, that went there, and then these ones go on the back. I guess that's how it was. And I'll put this together, and we'll see whether it will work. I actually have to put the deadbolt part on it as well, because if I'm going to do the calibration, it needs to detect the lock hitting the end of its travel. Although it still should be programmed from when it was in service. Okay, let's grab the rest of the stuff here that I gotta put on. Put the deadbolt on. That one will do. We'll just put the bolt on there. I guess I gotta put some screws on here too. I gotta kind of put it together like it's really going together so that it can be tested. Plug the wires together. And now when I drop the battery in place, I should be able to do the calibration like I'm putting it on a door for the first time. If I hold down the button, that should, yeah, there we go. Excellent. Okay, I don't know what code they had on this thing before, so I'm just going to try putting some codes on here. I'll just push the code button, and I'll push in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lock. Okay, now when I push the code 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it works. Ha! Ha! That's all it was. Cool. Well, that was easy. I'm going to do a factory reset to remove any codes that were on here because I think this lock is probably in a condition where I can reuse it, and I'm certainly going to try it. I'm going to throw it back in my truck when I get back to work, and I'm going to try to reuse this lock because this was replaced under warranty, but it's now fixed. So to reset this thing, I pull the battery pack, so it says, and I'm going to hold the program button and insert the battery pack and then hold it for 30 seconds and then press the program key once. So remove the battery pack, press and hold the program button on the back, insert the battery pack. Okay, so now we're just going to hold the program key down on the back and drop the battery pack in, and we'll wait 30 seconds. It'll beep and the light will flash red, and then I'm going to release it and then press it again. And it'll flash between red and green. So is 30 seconds up yet? There we go. Okay. And now I'm going to press it again and it's going to flash red and green, which it's doing. It's now resetting. And it's going to do the cycle. And now it's done. So now the lock is now factory reset. If I want to program it to a new door, I would hold down the button on the front, insert the battery pack. It'll do the lock initiating. That's where it figures out whether it's on a clockwise or counterclockwise, depending on what way the door is facing, a left or right side door. If I want to program a code in, I'll just use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll delete it after. But right now there's no codes programmed. It won't do anything. It just flashes. If I press the program button and I enter, say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and press the lock, it's now set that code. If I enter the code 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will unlock. And if I press the lock button, it will lock. Okay, perfect. I want to delete that code. Rather than do a factory reset, I can press the program button. I can press lock 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lock 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lock. And I've now removed that code. So now there should be no code in here, which there's not. Okay, there we go. Okay, well that was an easy one. If you've got one of these door locks and it's not working, check to see if any of these wires have been pulled out on the bottom. And that's what happened on this one. I don't know whether it happened because the person who did the install pulled the wires too tight, or whether they just worked their way loose, or whether the plug wasn't put together properly at the factory. But that has saved this brand new Weiser lock from being recycled unnecessarily. Now this one can go back into service, and that's what we want to do. Try to keep this stuff in service. Thanks for watching.